Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today what we're going to be doing is reacting to the most F1 dangerous circuits. Here we go.
The most dangerous F1 circuits. Running in a Formula 1 race is dangerous enough. But can you imagine doing it on a track with extreme curves where cars fly off? Get ready for an adrenaline rush. Number 10, Marina Bay Street Circuit. Do you think Singapore is a great place to drive? It is, as long as you're not a Formula 1 driver. This 3,146-mile street circuit has raised some heated controversy since its opening in 2008 for the risk it poses to participants. In fact, the pilots themselves have been the first to complain about it, and no wonder. Short runoff areas that could be wider, poorly laid out curves, bumps that brush underneath the cars, half-loosened curbs, and the bend at turn 11 were enough reasons to make the most experienced driver shudder. Even British driver Lewis Hamilton has claimed it has the worst corner in F1. For all this, the complex has undergone constant modifications to make it safer, but this doesn't mean it isn't excessively bumpy or exposed to the relentless weather conditions of the area. Number 9, Guia Circuit. Macau is one of the most exciting cities in Asia, not only for its casinos, but also because the Macau Grand Prix is held here, an annual event where the fastest single-seaters compete in one of the world's most challenging circuits, the Guia Circuit. Along its 3.8 miles of length, this track features fast straights, tight corners, and a minimum width of nearly 23 feet. Plus, as if that wasn't dangerous enough, it also has a variation in altitude of over 100 feet and an ultra-long main straight that only allows a top speed of 160 miles per hour to protect drivers. After all, there have been around 9 tragic car accidents in the middle of a competition, and not even the best drivers are safe, because even Michael Schumacher, who won here, ended up with a damaged car. Before moving on, would you dare to race on a track nicknamed the Green Hell? Well, stay until the end because you'll find it out in this top. Number 8, Red Bull Ring. Austria is famous for its great drivers, but also because it has one of the most dangerous circuits in Formula 1 history. This track has already been removed once from official competition circuits in the mid-90s due to safety concerns reaching a critical point. Its elevation changes, tight turns, and small runoff areas made for difficult driving with little room for error. However, if there's something that has turned it into a real nightmare, it's its insane curves, such as the Bosch curve or the Vosgeuvel. There have been many accidents, and some have even been fatal, like the one that took the life of driver Mark Donoghue in 1975 after crashing in that last curve. Despite its history, this circuit has been reopened. Of course, not without first going through several previous reconstructions to be suitable. Anyway, you never know. Number 7, Circuit de Monaco. Despite holding one of the most important and prestigious motorsport events, the Circuit de Monaco is one of the most dangerous in Formula 1, so much so that it's been the death scene of 4 drivers. It's a deadly threat due to its structure with many elevation changes, sharp corners, and a narrow course. This forces those behind the wheel to not pass their opponents to avoid any collision. To make matters worse, there's a tunnel right at one of the fastest points of the course that makes it difficult for drivers to cope with, as it's a huge risk at that speed due to the switch from light to dark. Besides, when leaving the tunnel, cars have to brake hard a tight left-right-left chicane. No wonder competitions are slow-paced here and often require a safety car to ensure no one gets hurt. Number 6, Imola Circuit. If the name of this Italian circuit rings a bell, then you should already know why I've included it in this top. The tracks of Imola will always be associated with death since the driver Roland Ratzenberger and the number 1 Ayrton Senna lost their lives racing at the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix. Now, anyone would think that the risks are countless on this circuit, But actually, there's only one thing that makes it hell for drivers, and that's the flat-out Tamburello corner. Besides the remembered tragedy, most of the previous severe accidents happened at this corner, as it was bumpy with little room between the track and a concrete wall which separates the circus from the local river. Although it was later modified to make it safer, Imola was removed from the official Formula One calendar in 2006. It'd be logical to think that it would no longer be a part of any competition, but guess what? It came back in 2020. Crazy! Number 5, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I know it's best known for holding the Indianapolis 500, but this Indiana track also held a Formula One competition. The United States Grand Prix was hosted here from 2000 to 2007, and although it was only for a short time, the accidents reported were enough to permanently leave the course off the competition calendar. At first glance, this track may seem harmless, as it's a simple 2.5-mile rectangular oval, but beware, as this is exactly the death trap that killed 73 people. Such a track gives manufacturers a chance to test super-fast cars and drivers a chance to race at extreme speed. Suffice to say, during the time it was part of Formula One, several famous drivers crashed, including Ralf Schumacher, who ended up with a broken back after crashing. Number 4, Bugatti Circuit de la Sarthe. If you're a fan of motorsports, you surely know that anything associated with the Circuit de la Sarthe is synonymous with tragedy. What were the Formula One people thinking? The Le Mans disaster took place here when a car flew into the crowd, killing 83 spectators and the driver. A section of this French track was used for that competition in 1967, as well as a separate, purpose-built section. The Bugatti Circuit de la Sarthe uses part of the larger circuit, including the Ford chicane at the end of the lap, the pit complex, and the straight where the Dunlop Tires Bridge is located. While this 2.6-mile-long section doesn't compare to all the risks of the main circuit, let's not forget that the overall conditions require that up to 85% of the lap time be spent on full throttle, putting immense stress on the engine and drivetrain components of cars. Thank goodness this track was only used once in the competition. Number 3, Circuit des Spa-Francorchamps. If there's a track that has engraved the word terror in Formula One history, it's undoubtedly the Spa-Francorchamps, as it has claimed the lives of 23 drivers since its opening. This Belgium circuit was originally designed for drivers to challenge their speed limits, and this wouldn't be a bad thing if it weren't for its complex structure. Tight corners such as the famous Eau Rouge corner, steep uphill sections, sweeping left to right turns, and a blind summit are the main risks faced by drivers who dare to run here. As if that weren't enough, the unpredictable weather is another determining factor for its dangerousness. Because of all this, it comes as no surprise that, in 1969, the Belgian Grand Prix was boycotted by the drivers themselves due to the extreme danger. Nowadays, the track layout has been significantly modified, but it's still considered one of the most challenging circuits out there. Number 2, Monza National Circuit. Since it held the Italian Grand Prix in the early years of the Formula One World Championship, this circuit is still the ultimate test of any pilot's courage, as it's criticized by drivers for its lack of safety. This 3.6-mile 11-lap track is divided into 3 sections. The Grand Prix track,
well, the first thing we need to do is really get the team.
The junior track, and an oval track with steep bankings. Overall, it's famous for its high-speed straights, extremely fast corners, and a lack of runoff area despite having undergone several modifications. As if that weren't enough, its record of fatal accidents is by no means small, as it has claimed the lives of no less than 35 spectators and 52 drivers, including drivers such as Alberto Ascari, Jochen Rindt, Ronnie Peterson, and Wolfgang von Trips. Not even these legends survived this track. It's time, get ready, because you're about to meet the most dangerous racetrack of all, nicknamed the Green Hell. Number 1. Nürburgring. What can you expect from a track with such a terrifying nickname? Well, this circuit, which was the venue for the German Grand Prix for a long time, was named by former racer Jackie Stewart. Since its construction, Nürburgring has earned a reputation as one of the most feared and difficult circuits to drive, but you probably remember it more for the infamous crash that starred legend Niki Lauda. The nature of this track has everything to put any rider's life at risk. Its course range is 12 miles of winding section that features a combination of technical corners, tight turns, and difficult terrain. To top it off, the unpredictable weather conditions make everything more difficult. It's impossible to know how many deaths happened here, because although the official number recorded in competitions is 78, its long Nordschleife track is open during the year for different private events, and no accident is recorded. Terrifying! What a great race today! Would you dare to run on any of these tracks?
Not a chance. Not a goddamn chance. Guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next one. Bye.